do you see a fundamental reordering here in the hierarchy of who has the power on Wall Street?
Well, I quipped this morning on Twitter that you're witnessing the French Revolution of finance, where the proletariat is rising up to change the order structure in finance. And they're able to do that because they have costless data, they have costless trading. And I think where David is right, the SEC's got to look at it, but they also have to make sure that there's symmetry and fairness between the bigger players and the smaller players. And so, to me, I think it's here to stay. And I think that it's proof of concept that as we go into the realm of technology in finance, you'll have further decentralization. And I can prove that just by the way I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you from my home, from my computer. I've now decentralized and miniaturized the studio. We're doing that with our money. We're doing that with investing. And that bee swarm that took over effectively GameStop is affecting AMC movies, is even affecting the Blockbuster liquidation stub, is not going anywhere. And if anything, it's going to proliferate exponentially. And it's those very same players that have accepted Bitcoin as a portion of the monetary network. They've accepted Bitcoin as a sort of technological transfer of value that they're comfortable with. And so the old world better watch out. The new world is actually here to stay, and it's going to grow, frankly, exponentially.
So as someone who's been on Wall Street for a long time, does this feel like a threat to hedge funds, to the business of hedge funds, or to someone who is a more, sort of traditional investor who's been around the block?
I still like you, despite the fact you've called me old now and notorious. Okay, but I still like you. But no, yes, the answer is yes. It's absolutely threatening to old timers like me. This is my 33rd year in the business, less my 11-day fiasco in Washington. And what I would tell you is that the old world likes the old world order. The old world likes, okay, well, GameStop is going to go out of business because of this technological transformation. And so I'm going to get short GameStop and I'm going to punish the employees and the stockholders and the management team of GameStop and watch it go to zero. And the new world is like, well, we're going to challenge that orthodoxy. And they now have the power to do that. And every time that you see decentralization, whether it's in a political system, a financial system, you're going to have a seismic change in policy and a seismic change in the social contract. And so, yes, this is threatening everybody. But what I would tell my brethren in this industry and my brothers and sisters is that you have to accept that change. You have to think of what Charles Darwin said. It's not the smartest that survive. It's actually those that are most capable of adapting. This is one of the main reasons why Skybridge moved into the Bitcoin realm. And we put about $300 million worth of Bitcoin across our fund assets and started a Bitcoin-specific fund because this stuff is happening whether we like it or not, or whether we think it should happen, or whether it's challenging the existing orthodoxy.
Anthony, we've got about a minute left, and then I'd like to talk to you a little bit more after this break. Quickly, do you have a position in GameStop or any of these names, AMC, where we're seeing a lot of movement right now, or are you changing how you're moving your money around as a result of what we're seeing?
Well, the short answer is no. The more complicated answer is I have a pretty large position in .72, which you could go to our SEC filings and see. And so Steve Cohen and his team do own a short position in Melvin Capital. They own a piece of GameStop through Melvin, but Melvin obviously closed out that position earlier today. And so they took a lump there. But long term, I'm a huge believer in what Steve is doing and very proud to be a long-term investor in .72. So we haven't changed our philosophy at all. One thing I would say about Steve Cohen, I think no one is faster or more better equipped to adapt than him. And I'm sure you'll see him start to shift gears here as a result of what's going on in the marketplace.